I'd always had the image of the bed because that seemed to say something about the relationship, the marriage, the sleep, the lack of sleep. So that had always been important, and also we didn't have a budget, so we had to kind of do it with what we could find around the theatre. The idea of the tape recorder and the listening device and those kind of things, I'd had those ideas, but it wasn't until we happened to find this bed and that it had 4 drawers in it that we went, oh, well, we could use those drawers. So suddenly this idea that one drawer was full of baby clothes, one drawer was full of blood, one was a tape recorder, one was a listening device. So that felt fortuitous that we had that object and that we could use it in that particular way. I'm a huge film fan, so there are always things in my head that I think influence what we do on stage. And I guess one of those for the film was Eraserhead, David Lynch's Eraserhead, which is probably my favourite film of all time, which is a dark, grim, nightmarish, black and white world. So I guess that was kind of a huge influence on me, certainly in terms of how I felt about doing the film of the Macbeths. What I hoped, and I think the black and white does, is just take it out of any sense of time and place. We filmed it in colour and then it's turned into black and white. But when I did see bits of it in colour, I just went, oh, it sort of looked a bit naff and looked a bit theatre-y. And I think one of the best things is what happens to the blood, the fact that the blood just goes black. So, you know, is it oil? What is it? It just feels like something else and takes away from that kind of cliche of characters just covered in red stage blood. It's interesting because I think the role of lighting changed from the stage production to the film. Originally, it was lit with very few lights, just 2 lights at the very beginning that had a kind of sort of orangey glow to them, a sort of hellish glow to them, and then after the murder is done of Duncan, we went to a sort of overhead industrial light that made everything more clinical. The lighting had a very different effect in the film and became something that was really helpful in terms of kind of framing the pictures, the sort of sculptural feeling, the light behind the characters, so they were sort of slightly silhouetted at times. I think it has a more painterly quality, I guess, in the film.